My name is Clifford Garrett, and I'm a poet. What is an American? Is he or she an infinite wonder of inequities, searching for that which cannot be found? Is an American a blunder made from God for his own sake and wonder? Perhaps neither. Could it be that he or she are people whose remnants of a great cause are undeveloped, whose mission is thus hanging in the balance, and whose fullness of the call of duty is yet to be known? Could the greatest of America's mightiness be merely a hypothetical equation whose true governance is yet to be found? Are we to reach the apex of human conquest by giving to those who seemingly do not deserve to receive, and thereby to win the hearts of those who do not deserve to receive? Dreams are not what we make of them. Through them, out of the subliminal, they are infiltrating dark patterns that come forth to police the unknown. What do they attempt to make of me? These meddlers are snooping and factoring properties of information from issues that are unresolved by choosing what the issues are, while the subject lies dormantly asleep, thereby not knowing what's being chosen for analysis. Is this fair? Well, perhaps the relativity of one's conscience has no tangible component for fairness. In the cognitive transcendence of the elusive, of course, if I may refer to it as such, without dreaming, which I suppose would otherwise be the ultimate evidence, with the exception of hypothesis. I fathom that this is far too simple for the human mind to conceive. How could there be a question without a question, though it is one which by no means was ever asked? Can the Americans be moved? There are times when it seems as though the Americans are some strange human error created by God, wherein the greatest civilization that ever was has now become the adduct of rational human functioning. Could this be the final stages of a capitalistic society? Are we to bring back the old days when barbaric and savage behavior ruled? Are the Americans hooked on money the way that an addict is hooked on drugs to a point of no return? Are sound thoughts, could they be the highway into infinite wisdom and understanding? Under certain conditions, could this be the real answer for solutions to our problems? If sounds are thoughts, then of what thoughts are they? With such varied expressions, could they be each a different region of the body, mind, and spirit? Could they be God's great communicators for man's spirit? Are we subconsciously afraid to endure the vastness of understanding? What kind of information does sound pertain to it? What is the structure and or anatomy of its information? By asking these questions, are the answers possibly triggered somewhere in the deep depths of our minds? The hero who abandons his mentors, betrays his own authority, denies himself mentored statesmanship, and heads toward a lonely pasture, alone and destitute. He then questions his own greatness and dies a lonely man. The victims left behind are lonelier still. The women and children have not a father to look up to, though his legacy lives on forever. To be beat down constantly by loneliness is a curse beyond words. The lack of companionship while coping with humanity's callousness and hatred. The memories of love gone astray. The estranged sons and daughters that you love once revered you. All has passed. All was a vanity. All is gone. The child who knows hunger pains far better than the mathematician who knows arithmetic. The butler who had had enough of opening doors for the aristocrat. The enslaved negresses who couldn't take any more of the master's unwanted penis. They too needed love. Would it have been better if they had rid themselves of it all with death? Who are we, the living, to say what suffering is not enough? To bridge the gap between aloneness and the compass of family could be, at times, an eternal hell. The greatest war of all of humanity is unwritten and undeclared. It is not titled, but we know not that it is war. It resonates beyond words and is the core of our being. Not just as Americans, but as a species of the human race. The war we fight and must always fight is to maintain credibility, which is possibly the only human entity that is truly worth fighting for. Ironically, humanity has always had a need for a leader nation. It is just the way we are. However, without credibility, we cannot lead. And if we cannot lead, we don't deserve our place. The sheer distance in which a Negro must travel in his mind is a journey from regions that quench the insecurities of the oppressor. So vast are the regions that they hinder not only his own security, but even the very development of his own mind.